Cowabunga dudes and dudettes. So today I wanted to show you guys my new and improved Ninja Turtle Space Marines, now with Inquisitor April O'Neil. And I do want to do a side-by-side comparison of my old unit with these guys. I actually am going to have a link in the description of my previous video, which has my original set of Ninja Turtles, with also Splinter, Shredder, and Bebop and Rocksteady, or rather, Bebork and Orksteady, which I am going to be redoing in the near future. So look out for that video a little bit later. But for now, let's do a quick comparison. So my original set is actually just some Assault Intercessors right here, as you can see. My son actually plays Salamanders, and he kind of went more towards a Gravis-themed list. So he had a set of Assault Intercessors from the 9th edition box set that were already painted green for Salamanders, and that's actually what kickstarted my obsession with doing crossovers, because I had these extra set of green Space Marines, and I was like, hey, let me just do some quick weapon swaps, put a little Purity Seal as the bandana, and paint them like Ninja Turtles. And then, that I quite like that unit, but that wasn't like I wasn't originally planning on doing that with them. They were just kind of an idea that I had from an existing model set that I had. So with these new guys, I decided to do Phobos armor, not only because the chest here is a little bit more open, so it kind of looks like a turtle shell. It doesn't have the Aquila like these guys do here. But also, I have Grey Knight Paladin heads, which are a lot rounder, and I think lend themselves a little bit more towards the Ninja Turtle look. And here's Raph. Now, I got a lot of comments in the past that Raph should really have had lightning claws, and I kind of hesitated to do that for a long time because Shredder has lightning claws, but they're more the claws actually as the fingers. So I figured, you know what, let's do the Loyalist type lightning claws and just do 3 blades. What you can actually see here is I took and cut the middle 2 blades out. You can kind of still see that there's 2 kind of ports, I guess, for where the claws come out. I just cut the 2 middle ones out, glued one right in the middle to do the 3 claws, and I really like the way that looks. The other thing with Raph is that I gave him the full head bandana because that's a pretty common way to portray Raph nowadays, is to have the full bandana instead of just across the eye mask. So for Donatello, I decided to give him a hammer on a staff instead of just the stave, just to kind of match with the upgrade weapons that I've given all the other guys. Also, since Donatello is the only turtle that doesn't have a paired set of weapons, I originally had this guy with just a pistol in his hand, but I didn't like that, so I just kind of gave him just an open hand, but that never really felt complete to me. So with the new Donatello, not only do I gave him, got to have that bionic eye. His arm is a little bit more techy, but I also gave him an Auspex scanner, which makes a perfect turtle comm, and I've got a little picture of April O'Neil there. Another thing that I did different on the new squad, as you can see, is they only have 1 shell pauldron, whereas the other ones both are. And that's another reason why I picked the Phobos Marines, because they only have 1 like full-sized shoulder pad, whereas the other is just kind of a minimized. And I decided to put their initial there instead of on these turtles. I actually have their initial on their belt. The only thing that the Assault Intercessors I feel like lends itself more towards Ninja Turtles than the Phobos is that they do have this plate here on their stomach versus the Phobos that just kind of have that cabling or whatever that is. And last but not least is, of course, Michelangelo, which I had originally done these flails from Age of Sigmar, which look cool and very 40K-ish, or at least they have that kind of more grimdark, hey, this is a stronger weapon than just regular nunchucks. But anytime I have to use fantasy bits for a 40K conversion, it doesn't have that same impact. What I liked about the Reavers, which is the Phobos armored guys that I got with this, is that they have these grappling hooks. And if you're a longtime fan of Ninja Turtles, you may or may not know that in the UK, they did not like nunchucks at the time. The child censor laws and stuff. They often edited out the nunchucks for Michelangelo, or would reanimate him with grappling hooks. So that's kind of why I did this, just because it's a little bit more of a 40K-ish look. But of course, Michelangelo has to have nunchucks. So I put just a pair right there on his back. So he at least has his classic weapons, even though I'm going to go more with a 40K style. The other thing that I did with the masks, other than Raph, of course, which has the full bandana, but instead of just drawing a line to have a thinner mask, kind of like how I did with these, where you can kind of see I had to kind of freehand that line right across there. But with the Grey Knight Paladin helmets, I decided to just let the model kind of do the work for me and dictate where that should be. And of course, I do really like that. Of course, another reason why I have the initials on their shoulder pads is that very often Space Marines have like little Roman numerals on their shoulder pads. So I think that this kind of thrusts them into the 40K universe a little bit better. And real quick, I want to do a little close-up of April. Been kind of debating doing her for a really long time. Couldn't think of the perfect unit for her. Obviously, Sororitas would have worked, but I actually kind of think that even though I'm using a Sororitas, a Sister Supreme for this model, I'm going to consider her to be an Inquisitor, not only because they have those inquisitorial eyes all over the model, but I decided to paint the armor gold. I was debating whether or not I wanted to do it all yellow or gold, but this model had quite enough fabric that I felt like it kind of gets that yellow jumpsuit across, and so I just went ahead and did gold. Golden armor is very 40K, so that's what I went with her, and I turned her chainsword into a microphone, Channel 6 News, or I guess the Channel 6 data network, if you will. And then I turned her bolter into, a big clunky 1980s handheld cam. Well, I hope you guys enjoy. Again, I'm going to have a link in the description with my original video that had some other guys, and then I'm going to do another video here in a few weeks to show off my updated Bebork and Orksteady. I hope you guys thought these guys were radical, and see you next time.